All right, guys, so I want to show you how we're going to create our logo from scratch and the exact process I go through. Now, below, we have a handful of logos that are really well made, and they're very modern. There's a new trend that is increasingly more important, especially with the younger demographic. The younger your audience is, the more important it is to look extremely modern. However, the older your target demographic is, the less important. However, there's no reason why you shouldn't kind of adapt this new strategy. So up here is obviously really good logos in some of the biggest companies, or if not the biggest company in the world, right? So we have a good example, and right at first glance, you can tell one thing is that each of these are made very simple. Everything is simple. The text is unique but simple, and it conveys the message perfectly. Now, if I scroll lower, these are examples of dropshipping stores. I just pulled up a couple that I found, and these are their logos. Extremely different. At first glance, it obviously looks terrible. There's really no reason to go into it any more than that. So I want to show you how we're going to create our logo from scratch. So first, let's actually start with the text. Now the text is extremely important. So let me go right here. So here is an interesting looking text. Now, in order to find the perfect font or font that you really like and enjoy, it's super easy. You could literally, like for example, I'm subscribed to something called Envato Elements, and if I just type in fonts, I scroll down to fonts, I literally will have a bunch of fonts that I can look at, such as what you see right in front of you. These are all different types of fonts that I can go ahead and download and literally start typing, and it'll look exactly how you see it right in front of you. It's pretty cool. And I mean, even weird things like this, if you're in a niche that this would qualify for like really well, then this would be amazing to have. Like this just looks so distinct and so unique. However, for the extra details or to animate the font, I want to show you what I do. So what I typically do is I'll type in on Google. Since we're in the fishing niche, I literally just typed in fish icon because I'm looking kind of for an icon. Now, the first thing that I found was this icon right here. However, a trick I use to make sure that it's not copyright or anything, I go over here to tools, then I go down here and I click labeled for reuse. So this is just a little precaution I usually do. It's not always 100% accurate, so you'd have to double check, but it is a lot better than doing nothing. And so I found this icon, so I went ahead and I saved, and then I went back to Photoshop, right? So what I did was I put the fish right here, and I was like, okay, that looks good, but it still needs some editing. And so then I kind of went through the process of adding in like a little antenna right here, just kind of like how a fish finder is. And I went ahead and put that right here on the top. And I was like, okay, this looks good, but how can I make it look a little bit better? Because I know this uses sonar. So then all I did was I just kind of added these little squigglies. And you'll see right here, I'm gonna add these little squigglies. And I was like, okay, cool. Like this illustrates immediately what I'm selling. It's a fish finder, it catches fish, and you can immediately see that not only in the logo, but in the name. So it's very simple. And so this is just the first step, because now, after we have this, now we need our colors. So I wanna show you a really unique trick. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna find the colors for our entire website in about 30 seconds.